Previous passage we saw where the Magi, a people who served kings, came all the way from the east to worship the baby Jesus. They took the long journey and brought with them kingly gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. However, such attitudes towards Jesus during his life on earth were not common. When he came to this world, he was not warmly welcomed. In fact, from the beginning, there were those that wanted to take his very life. When they had gone, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream. "Get up," he said, "take the child and his mother and escape to Egypt. Stay there until I tell you, for Herod is going to search for the child to kill him." It is said that it was a 75-mile journey from Bethlehem to the border of Egypt, and then another 100 miles to a safe place in Egypt. God could have spared Jesus from having to take such a journey, but he didn't. We often think of Jesus' sufferings and pain being a one-time thing on the cross, but we are reminded through today's passage that Jesus suffered for us from the very beginning of his life, even as a baby. He lived as a refugee in Egypt. He grew up in a most despised and hated place called Nazareth. As we continue our study of Matthew, may God help us understand the suffering of Jesus deeply so that we can understand the depth of God's love for us. In conclusion, today we learned about the obedience of Joseph. God blessed him to be the head of Jesus' earthly family because he was the model of obedience. God used his acts of obedience preciously to protect Jesus and accomplish his will. We also learned of Jesus' earthly life. God didn't spare his son, but sent him to the world to fully bear the sufferings of man. From the beginning of his life, he suffered as a refugee in Egypt and again growing up in the despised town of Nazareth. God called him out of Egypt to accomplish his great salvation plan. May God help us continually learn of his life and worship him and serve him in 2023.